Welcome back. As I mentioned before, developers are really good at making sure they don't keep doing the same thing over and over. And if there's anything that is done over and over, they build a tool for it so that it becomes simpler. Well, building servers was one of that. It's something that everybody uses. So people use libraries, just like we used React on the front end, on top of JavaScript, to make our lives easier and build faster, more robust servers. And there are many libraries that people use with Node to create a server. But the most popular, and hands down the best one right now, is Express. And I have here the State of JavaScript survey. It's a famous survey that gets done every year at the end of the year that asks developers what their favorite tools are, what front-end tools they use, and I highly recommend that you check it out. But you can see here for the backend, the library that is most popular is Express. And this purple bar means I've used it before and would use it again. There's other ones like Koa, Meteor, Happy, but the usage is very small. Express is just a tried and tested. There's plenty of tools and information online for it. So if you ever get stuck, you're able to find an answer to your issue right away. So Express is the way to go. So let's learn some Express and show you how much easier it becomes to create our own server. So we're going to delete the server that we built previously in the last video and install Express. Let's do npm install. And again, through npm, we have the Express package. And now we have Express available to us. So let's grab it. The way you create an Express server is very simple. You simply do Express require Express. We have to do a const app, and then to create that app to run Express, we simply do Express. And then finally app.listen 3000. And that's it. We have Express running. Let me do npm start. And we see that our Node server is running. And if I go back to localhost 3000, I have cannot get. And that is because, well, again, we're not doing anything. But in just 3 lines, we have a server. And I want to show you that Express has a great guide to getting started and ton of information of how to use it and documentation for it that you can check out on your own. But for now, let's build our own. Well, Express is really good at doing rounding. If you remember in our localhost, we got cannot get. To do a GET request with Express, we simply do app.get. And the first parameter is the path. We'll just do the root path. And the second parameter receives a request and a response. And in Express, instead of writing everything out, the common way of doing it is doing rec and res. And in here, we can say response.send. And we'll just send a hello, just like we did in our previous video where we used the HTTP module that comes with Node. So let's check that. Let's see if that works. I'm going to save, refresh, and I get hello. If I open up the console here in the network tab and I refresh again, I see that the response is hello. We see content type, text HTML that was converted automatically for us. I can also, instead of send just an HTML, so instead of doing something like h1 and h1, which gives us an h1 hello, I can also now send JSON. const user again, and this time the user name will be Sally. And her hobby will be soccer. And we need to add an equal here and then pass in user. If I save that and go back and refresh, look at that. It automatically does the JSON stringify for me and returns a JSON content type, an application JSON content type with the response that is JSON. Very cool. So you can see the power of Express even just from this simple example. It takes away a lot of the repetition and makes our life a whole lot easier. Now, we've only done get here, but you can also do post request. So for example, if I did post profile, well, now if I refresh, I get an error because now I've made the request method, which was get from the browser, but here I only accept a post request from profile. If I do profile here, I cannot get profile, because even though we are going to the proper URL now, we're doing a GET request. Anytime we refresh the browser, it's a GET request. And in order to do that, we need to actually send some data over. And I'll show you how to do that in the next couple of videos. But just to show you how Express works, I can keep adding these routes. Let's do GET profile that returns getting profile. And if I do another get, this time to the root URL, and this one I'll just say getting root. If I save this now and refresh profile, I'll get a 200 OK with the response of getting profile. And if I do no profile and just the root URL, I get root. And the way Express works is it checks each one line by line. So for example, it will check, hey, did the GET request have the root URL? Did the GET request have profile? Did the POST request have profile? And if it matches any of these, well, it will run whatever the function inside of it is. If I do a URL that doesn't exist, I get a 404 not found because, well, we did a GET request to this URL that doesn't exist. So using this, we can use the GET method, the POST method, the PUT method, and the DELETE method that we're going to actually demonstrate in the next couple of videos. But as you can see, it's a simple matter of saying, if you go to this route, do this. If you go to this one, do this. And everything is just logical and trickles all the way down. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.